so much. I'm honored to be here tonight. My name is Vaillancourt, and I am so honored to be here today. I plan to speak with you all about a necessary emerging ed tech tool called Nearpod. Let's take a look.
Nearpod is an interactive presentation and assessment tool that can be amazing in the classroom. A teacher can create presentations that can contain quizzes, polls, videos, images, drawing boards, web content, and so on. The app is web-based and accessible on a login basis. This means that you can access your Nearpod account through any device that connects to the internet. Research today is showing
that students nowadays really need to engage their 21st century learning skills. It's so important that we embed technology so that students are literate before leaving the walls of our school institutions. In order to be successful in this tech emerging world, they have to be able to interface, use, and apply information through different technological devices. That's why Nearpod is such an important tool to engage our students with now at a young age. I am sure that many of you have wondered, how can I bring the classroom to life with some kind of interactive mobile presentation? And today, I plan to share just that information with you.
Nearpod is an online platform
that allows teachers to really engage all types of learners. I look forward to speaking with you tonight and hopefully sharing some new information that you can quickly apply to your classroom. A few years ago, I was introduced to Nearpod, and at first I was thinking, there's no possible way that students would really buy into this. All it is a PowerPoint on their screen in front of them. Little did I know though, as soon as I brought Nearpod into the classroom, students were raving. They loved the Draw It application. They loved that they could share their opinions with students and their classmates without their names being revealed. They loved the instant gratification it gave them, the instant feedback. And I think that that's what makes Nearpod the most powerful. Not just for us as educators, but for our students as well. They understand what they did correct, what they need to grow further in, and they understand how to apply. They also see each other's work so that they are able to collaborate effectively as well in a non-threatening environment. To me, Nearpod has become a staple within my classroom, something that I use for homework and in-class assignments, something that I insist that my students do use in order to present information that they need to. Nearpod is an intriguing all-in-one presentation tool and application that you can use within the classroom.
You can use Nearpod as a substitution for any other presentation tool. Instead of running a PowerPoint or Keynote, you could utilize this app instead. The presentation would be beamed to each of the students' devices.
So how do you use Nearpod, you're wondering? Easy. Create a free account, upload or create content slides directly on nearpod.com. Then from there, once you're done, you've embedded all the activities that you desire, you'll just share a simple code, like such. You will share a unique code with your students. If you decide to use the real-time lesson code, you will be able to control what's on their screens. So they will not be able to go on forward or backward without you accessing that for them. You can also do a flipped classroom approach, as I mentioned earlier, where you give them a code for a Nearpod that they could do at home and revisit as many times as they need to. This is a great review and study tool for students to practice and apply the information that they're learning prior to having that summative or high-risk assessment. Students will take the code, type it in, and then instantly they'll have access to the lesson that you have pre-designed for them. It allows teachers so much flexibility to use pre-designed lessons as well as to adjust their content from previously taught lessons to this online platform. Nearpod allows students to drive the lesson discussion and take ownership in their learning. Teachers also can add Nearpods as a platform option for students to present from. For instance, if you ask your student to present to the class, why have them present in PowerPoint or Prezi only? Now with Nearpod, they can easily embed their own content and presentation for their peers and for the teacher but also embed formative assessments, quizzes, and activities to engage their learners further.
Nearpod allows you to ask open-ended questions. This will allow you to guide the children along and control the pace of each session. The Draw It portion of Nearpod allows students to have an interactive whiteboard to show their work. Once they submit this, the teacher will have real-time access in order to view their responses as well as share them among their peers. This is an excellent tool to encourage modeling of what student work should look like. Teachers can also embed virtual reality tours so students have access to many places in the world at 360 degrees. With this unique tool, teachers can expand their lessons to outside the walls of the classroom. Perhaps the best tool of Nearpod is the ongoing assessment it allows. Once the students have finished a quiz, the Nearpod will automatically create a report for you. You can easily access the reports directly through the app and download the data as a PDF or CSV file.
Students across the globe are raving about Nearpod and what it does for their learning within the classroom. They say it's more interactive, more engaging, more fun, and it's much easier for them to grasp and understand the content that is being placed in front of them. I cannot say enough good things about Nearpod, ladies and gentlemen, and for that reason, I think that you should definitely get involved and make Nearpod something that you use with your students in your classroom.
I wanted to share a recent interview I did with a teacher who was originally hesitant to use Nearpod in their classroom.
Okay, so before I used Nearpod, I was kind of nervous about it because we don't use technology too much besides the smartboard in my class. But I realized that it was something that I wanted to introduce to my students, and I knew that they would be excited about being able to use a Chromebook during a regular lesson. So I was mostly nervous about them signing in and everybody being able to do it in a timely manner so that I could finish the lesson within one class period. I used Nearpod for a unit on fungus, so it was kind of an introductory lesson that they hadn't really known a lot about fungus before, so that's what I used it for. And then after I used Nearpod, I took away a lot from it, but my kids also did. So after reflecting on how well they did in the lesson with the Nearpod, I realized that it's something I want to use more. They were really excited about the field trip part of the Nearpod where they could go 360 and look around, somewhere they've never been, and then relate it to the topic we were on. They liked the videos and then also being able to go at their own pace and not just listening to me talk about a lesson. And then I took away a lot from using Nearpod as well. I became more comfortable with the technology and confident in the fact that I could build my own lesson on it. It was really user-friendly. And I thought it was a great way to introduce a topic, and you could also use it, in the middle of a unit when you're kind of reviewing something too. So overall, I think Nearpod was a really great tool in my classroom.
Yay!
Now that you've heard another teacher's perspective,
so who's with me? Nearpod is the new must-have tool within your classroom. The possibilities are endless, ladies and gentlemen.
thank you for being here tonight.